Hello YouTube, today we talk about the gearing system in Ashekos. The game is incredible, it just came out and I love everything about it. I think it will have a lot to give. And I want to start from one of the most complex things that I had to spend some time understanding. The community helped so much from the Discord server and I am starting from that point because I just started the game and I am loving it so much and I want to share the hardest part with you, which is the gearing system. So if you go to the team interface where you organize your characters, you can see you have one leader that is connected to the center, and then you have the other slots for the character. The 8th is the aiding necromancer. You can get that from one of your friends, like in many other gacha games, while the others are numbered in a weird way. So one is on the left side, then you have two on the right, so you start from top and you read them in the Western way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as you can see. The last ones will end up in the reserves. So it's important to organize them from left to right, from top to bottom. Now let's talk about the leader. When you slot a character as leader, you can choose between your director, which is not a character, it's just your main character but they never fight on the field, or an actual character. That's the two alternatives you have, and they are incredibly different. So let's start from the first option. If you lead your team with your director, if you click on here and then you long press on the image of the director, you can open the tab. Let's talk about it. Every leader has leading skills any character can trigger. The director skills are kinda weird because they activate if you level up their traces. Traces are like icons in Honkai Star Rail. They have stats and ability that boosts your team. I will open one to show you. You have the very incredible art, which is also animated live 2D, which is very interesting, and also your passive skill. Here is crit damage 20% and damage up for summons, basically what you would expect from a Lycon. Then you can see those squares here. It's the number of stat points it gives. These are base stats for your entire team, not the character. In fact, the gear is for your entire team, not the director, for instance. It's the entire team. The director can equip 5 of those of main traces. You level them up, and the more you level up, the best it is, because you get better stats and you can equip that to all the team. Also, if you level them up, you unlock the skills the director has and you can use them to buff your team. The other thing that is unknown is that the director's stats depend on the traces very much. If you use a character, everything will change. First of all, the first main change is that the traces you use are a snapshot of your last training run. Differently from your director, characters can be trained to be a leader. And when you do a training session, you snapshot the traces you have equipped, the levels you have them equipped, and there's no way to change them unless you do another run, and you should always update your runs. The more you progress in the run, the best stats you have on the Echomancer. Your leader will level up with training, not with equipment, but with training. Equipment is important to make them stronger during the run, and the passives, so basically the main skill, will also trigger, but they are in a snapshot. Director, you can change them anytime. You can go here and say, I want this one, or I want this one. You can swap them around, it's easier, but the other character has a snapshot. The point with other character though is that you unlock the main skills and the regular skills by completing the training in the Nexus. You have this mode in which you equip your traces and then you play the Nexus and you level up the character during the training session. It's a special roguelike made to strengthen your leader. This is why I tried the mode with her and now she can be a leader, but she's also a playable character, so you can deploy her in the field. If you slot the director, you cannot deploy the director. Still 6-star, but they won't fight. You can slot any character to be a leader as long as you train them to be one. I just trained Su Shao, but you can train anyone. Keep in mind to slot in the traces at the highest level possible because they will affect your run, but also the active skills will help with your fight. Also, the more you progress in the roguelike, the more high stats you have. The question is, should I equip my director as leader, which is more flexible because I can change the traces as much as I want, I can level them up at any time, or should I slot one character I am training to be a leader? And the answer is late game you always want to slot a character for many reasons. First of all, you have one more character you can deploy. Having another character you can swap around, use the skills, is an advantage. The other reason why you want to slot characters is that the roguelike gives you much more than just the director. So basically you have two leading mode. One that is flexible, a stat stick for the early game, you level up the traces and you're done. And another one that is more dedicated to a character. You need to level them up, you need to spend time, but then when they become strong, they will be your main leader, they will be better than director. And you will need a good snapshot late game. For now, if you're starting out like me, you can slot the director and then you go inside and level up the traces. So you go here, let's say you open this one, you need to long press, and then you upgrade with materials, you can just max, I guess. You get to level cap, and you are done. You can see you have all the points here. You can break with materials. You can go here, get the materials to break the level cap, and continue leveling them up to make your director stronger. And this will carry you in the early game. The stages are pretty easy, the first chapter, so you shouldn't be worried about it. But yeah, then you will play the Nexus runs, level up your other leaders, make them stronger, with the right traces, of course. Then you can update them at any time while playing another run, so don't worry about it. You will have a lot of fun because you can level up many leaders, one for each specific situation. For now, we just slot him and we slot the other characters to fight. Keep in mind, when you slot a character, you have another advantage, pretty important. You can slot up to 6 traces instead of 5, because you can lend one from your friends. While when you slot the director, you just have 5 traces. You have 5 traces, one for each stat. The attack trace will focus on attack stat, of course, and then it has the offensive ones. Mastery is for effectiveness of block and also final damage, and terminal is the performance of the terminal, basically your HQ little turret. Vitality focuses on HP recovery, max HP, and some defense together with terminal. Terminal, of course, has terminal and attacking stats, mostly terminal though. And yeah, mastery has, of course, mastery with some defense and vitality, so it's more defensive. And then you have defense, which is, of course, the most defensive of those. Yeah, that's it. You have 5 types of traces that they need to slot in their stat. You can slot an attack trace in the vitality slot. As you can see, I only have vitality here, I only have defense here, right? I have many mastery and a very good attack traces that I got from the story, and I got a very good trace from the event here. It's a mastery trace. You get this from the event that is about to finish, so play the event as soon as you can. The game is incredible, so I would suggest you to try it, and I will follow your journey together so that I can help you understand the mechanics that I learned myself. So prepare for new videos. I love this game. I want to review it as soon as possible. This is NerdWatlas talking about leadership and gearing in Ash Echoes. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any question or any observation about what we are sharing, feel free to comment down below. I'll be happy to help you and change anything that I may have messed up with. So thank you for being here. I will soon open a guild, so I hope you participate in. See you soon. This is NerdWatlas, signing out.